Hey guys, so today you and I are going to talk about switching careers. So let's get into it. So the question in question was, Hi Frederick, I've been devouring your content over the past couple of weeks and I've found most of it quite valuable. I'm currently in management in an unrelated field and I'm getting a CS degree over nights and weekends. I plan to take a pay cut to get to a junior developer role. A long-term return on investment and life satisfaction works out for me. But how will prospective employers see this? Do you have any recommendations on how to frame this career switch on my CV and in interviews? Hopefully a CS degree in personal products will demonstrate that I'm serious about the switch. Yes, it will. So right off the bat, by the little information that you just gave me, I understand this because in certain parts of the world we have this weird thing where you get one chance at something, like or at a career. So you start out as being, I don't know, a plumber, and then after a while you realize that, hey, you know what, I want to be an electrician instead. And all of a sudden that's a bad thing because now you're not you switched, and for some reason you developing into something other than the thing that you started out doing is not, well, I don't know, it's not a good thing. I can never understand how we get to that point. But that's the way of some people think, and I understand your fear of that because it is a real thing that some people are afraid to put the fact that they worked when they were 19 or even older than that. Oh, I worked at Starbucks or I worked at Burger King or something like that. Will they really consider me to be a PO or a manager or something like that? And I kind of go, yes, they will. In many parts of the world, like, nobody gives a shit what you used to do, as long as you have what they are looking for. That's the whole thing. So, from what I could read into your little your comment here, you actually have two big selling points that you can frame immediately right off the bat. Number one, you have management experience. That alone is relevant. Sure, it's not in IT. That doesn't, sure that it would be best if it was IT, but it's still useful, something good. You have proven leadership skills, proven management skills, proven people skills, etc., etc. These are good things, something to actually be proud of. And I've worked with many developers who used to be something else before they became developers, and I've never seen like what they did prior being a hindrance. It's really not. It usually is not. Unless you, I don't know. I would even think that being a stripper would have been like, yeah, it could also work for you, depending on how you want to frame it, I suppose. Or maybe an assassin. I don't know. Anywho, the second thing that you did is that you mentioned that you are switching careers. Like, you're actually going from this thing and you're dedicating yourself and actually getting a degree and all this stuff. You are now actually showing that you care enough about IT that you're willing to make a significant life change to get into IT. That's also a good thing. If you simply present, I would say, these two things immediately, that you have management experience and people skills and all this good stuff that comes with it, and that you actually care about IT and you have a lot of passion for it, these are both very strong selling points just immediately. The one thing you have to remember, though, is that you're still going to have to go through the same sort of deal as other juniors. And I like to say that for a junior, there are only three things you should care about when you're trying to get your first job or you're trying to get into the industry. And these three things are that you need to prove all of these to whoever it doesn't matter which job. If it's Google, if it's like your tiny little startup, it doesn't matter. Every single company is going to look for you to prove these things. Number one, you have passion. Number two, you have skill. Number three, you have experience. These are the three things. If you get these things right, and can prove them in an interview and through the code test and like all of this stuff, and it's relevant, as I was saying. I mean, nobody's gonna expect you to have the experience of somebody with 10 years of experience. That's not what it's about. It's just some level of experience in the thing that is relevant, and then you have to have skill. You have to have some skills to showcase so that people feel that, yeah, you can actually do this thing. You're actually fairly decent at coding. And the passion, because every single junior is an investment. That's the whole thing. Like, passion. Nobody wants to invest in somebody who doesn't want to be in their company or who's not passionate about the job usually. And from what I can see, you have already shown the passion part. You're doing the CS degree and like all these things. These are passion things, and now you really only have to back up the rest with the skill and the experience. That's all you have to worry about. So what I want you to take away from this is that if you find yourself switching from one career to another and you decide to become a software developer and you want to think about framing things in this specific scenario, I would say that, well, you used to be a manager, therefore you have management experience. That is a very useful thing if for someone who's looking for a team lead or similar sorts of things long term. Maybe not as the first thing you do, but it's very relevant. And the second thing is that you are making a life change, and this goes for everybody who does this. Basically, you already have, by just doing the thing that you're doing, to have the balls to change a course in your career like this, you have shown that you care enough about software development to bet on it, like to actually not just bet on it like a junior, but actually realizing that this is so interesting, I really want to do this thing instead. And that is a lot harder for a lot of people than it is to start from nothing. And remember the thing that I tell all juniors: you have 3 things to prove to every single employer. Number 1, that you have passion. Number 2, that you have skill. And number 3, that you have some type of relevant experience. Prove these things and the rest is pretty much done. Have a great day.